We share the full aesthetics of beloved content. Sometimes that content must be listed, rated, or otherwise compared. But we won't settle for a simple run-of-the-mill video. We need something more. We need... The role was the recent Slaylist.
Welcome back, Jeff and Joanna. Their vacation is over, and they came back to a place that's completely different than what they left.
What are we doing today, baby?
Weird world, party time, excellent.
Party on, Joe.
Party on, Jeff. Number 5, 2006, Lady in the Water.
Yeah, this movie got a lot of heat. Disney passed on it, not Bryce Dallas Howard's best work as the Sea Nymph, but it may be my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie.
More favorite than Science?
My second favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie.
What about the kids who go see their grandparents and they end up in the oven?
Okay, my third favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie, but Paul Giamatti's soliloquy at the end could bring a tear to a glass eye. It was cool.
Cool. I give it 5 snaps. Number 4. Number 3,
Labyrinth and Pan's Labyrinth.
Labyrinth, 1986, Jim Henson, David Bowie, and Muppets. And David Bowie was the Goblin King, and he got the baby, and the sister went after the baby, and it was this crazy upside down world.
Anything else?
Bowie really sings.
Screwed up eyes and screwed down hairdo. The other is a 2006 film from Guillermo del Toro, and it's a much darker labyrinth. It takes place in Spain during the 1940s. The film is in Spanish, so if subtitles aren't your thing, there's that. While it's been praised as having a very cool yet dark look, there are some pretty graphic images, violent images in there, some of which involve kids, so just be aware. And I don't know, the little girl got to me.
And it was pretty hard to watch.
Yeah, beautiful performance, but little girl. Labyrinth.
Pan's Labyrinth.
2 labyrinths.
Amazing.
Number 2 on our list, in front of the pumpkin patch, Beetlejuice.
1988, Tim Burton.
Alec Baldwin, Gina Davis, Catherine O'Hara, Jeffrey Jones.
The mom from Beetlejuice.
Also the mom from Stranger Things. Thank goodness this was on streaming, because when it came on cable, I must have watched this movie a billion times. Until streaming, I don't think I ever got to watch it from beginning to end. I mean, we just had to catch it in pieces. Don't get me wrong, there was a video release, but when it came on video, I couldn't just get in my car at the time and drive to Blockbuster.
You couldn't drive at 30?
Anyway, number 2, Beetlejuice. Why do you think there was never a sequel to Beetlejuice?
They'd be stupid.
Okay. And number 1 in our list, number 1 in our hearts, Army of Darkness. And why?
Because you can't make a Spider-Man movie, you can't make a Slaylist without Bruce freaking Campbell.
That's right, Ash is back, all in, we're gonna win, check it out.
Does he bring the noise?
He brings the boomstick to the Middle Ages, and a lot of people will tell you that Army of Darkness is the worst of the trilogy, but it focuses more on Ash Williams. Sometimes you have a hero to come along, like a 007 or like an Indiana Jones, and you just want to focus on the guy, especially if he has
a chainsaw arm.
No. Yeah, that's our top 5. May they live in infamy.
So what do my wondering eyes should appear but a J.T. Wheatley in the mix?
Hello, Pumpkin Patch. It's your friendly neighborhood host, J.T. Wheatley from the History of Comic Podcast, here to give you my top 5 picks for the favorite Weird World horror films. Number 5 is Coraline from 2009, brilliant stop-motion animation film from director Henry Selick and Lockwood Studios, in which a young girl, Coraline, doesn't like her parents, so she goes to this new strange world where she thinks she's got these cool parents that actually seem attentive to her, only they have these creepy button eyes, And sure enough, things aren't what they appear. She starts to realize, oh wait, her parents in the real world might not go bad after all. Brilliant film with some gorgeous stop-motion animation by Laka Studios, who incidentally, both that and the director Henry Selick originally directed the great Nightmare Before Christmas, a classic Halloween and Christmas film. And of course, the stop-motion animation just works for horror films. I mean, it makes you wonder why Rankin and Bass never made a Halloween special. They know those great Christmas specials, but something with the jerkiness and the beauty of stop-motion suits well for the horror subject. And Coraline is no exception. Based on a story by Neil Gaiman, it's a gorgeous film in the end, nicely creepy, kind of fun maybe for the little older kids, but still fun for the whole family. It's a great creepy film, and nothing's creepier than button-eyed parents. Trust me, those things are just creepy as they get. For my number 4 film, that'll be 1990's Nightbreed. Written and directed by the great Clive Barker, based on his short story The Cabal. This is an excellent film in which a character, Boone, finds himself wanted for murder, accused of being a serial killer, and he ends up finding out he has a destiny with this creature or the realm in the land of Midian, where all the demons of the world go to hide. And it's interesting, Midian is a brilliant place. It's just where they all go, that they just want to be left alone and be not be bothered, but everyone else in the world is like, no, you're scary, you have to die. And most importantly, the serial killer, played by his own psychiatrist, it turns out he was framed by the guy because he hates what he calls breeders. What's scary than this? What's scary? How the heck do you see all this thing? Jeez, how Cronenberg do it? But yes, as you can see, button eyes, very scary, and plus when this it's played by David Cronenberg, equally scary. Great director, also makes some very scary, pretty scary serial killer too. So yes, Nightbreed from 1990, directed by Clive Barker, another fantastic weird world movie. Followed up with a number 3 film, and it's this man on both my shirt and to my right here, and that is Hellboy 2: The Golden Army from 2006, directed by the great Guillermo del Toro. Brilliant film that is a sequel, of course, to the Hellboy series. It finds Hellboy taking on a elven prince who wants to destroy the world of men and bring back the world of creatures. And it's a great film to begin in. It came out in 2008, which as a comic book guy, I gotta say, you gotta throw in a few of them in there. And 2008 was a fantastic year for comic book movies. That's when we got the first Iron Man. That's when we got Dark Knight, still the best live-action comic movie ever made. But Hellboy 2 got sadly overlooked. Brilliant film, gorgeous makeup effects and animation, and not just Ron Perlman's performance as Hellboy, but also Abe Sapien as played by the great Doug Jones, who typical Del Toro, he plays like 10 different creatures because he's a brilliant creature effects actor. And it's just a great story in general because it's about the magical world fighting to survive, and you kind of feel for the Elven Prince. He's a great villain in general. You understand where he's coming from, even though his ultimate goal is to just kill all the humanity. Oh yeah, you lost me at the end. But all in all, a great movie. Really easily just a great fun film in general. Del Toro at his best. And also when they go into the magical subterranean realm, gorgeous setting. You just see things you've never seen before. Del Toro just showing off his visual effect, his acumen with visual effects and makeup effects. Gorgeous film, great action, underrated comic movie. Definitely check it out. And that brings me to my number 2 film on the list, and that is 2001 Spirited Away, directed by Hayao Miyazaki. This is an anime film in which a young girl is at that age where she doesn't like her parents anymore, so she kind of wishes they were gone. Well, she kind of gets their wish when they wander into a strange fairyland where they get turned into pigs, and she's forced to work at a spa for gods and spirits, and suddenly she has to find a way to try to save her parents and get out of there. Great film. Anime is absolutely fine. Miyazaki actually won the Best Animated Picture Award in 2001 for this. And you see stuff in anime you'll never see anywhere else, even with modern day live action and CGI. There are never some cooler stuff. And of course, the great creepy moments, including when the No-Face shows up. Truly creepy scene and classic in general. And finally, that brings me to my number 1 film, and bringing up a guy I've already talked about, and that is Guillermo del Toro's Pan's Labyrinth from 2006. And in this one, taking place during the Spanish Civil War, it's about a young girl, Elena, who has a new stepfather, an officer in the Spanish military under the dictator Franco at the time, and her mother, who is now pregnant with her baby brother by him, and they get sent to a remote village where he's assigned to put down the resistance there, by any means necessary. But in the meantime, she finds herself being confronted by this creature called Pan, played by the great Doug Jones. Once again, another great creature performance by the actor, who explains that no, she's actually a long-lost fairy princess who can return to the fairy world if she completes 3 tasks. Brilliant film, and you're never really sure if it's real or not with the fairy world and so forth, but when she ventures into fairyland, it's absolutely brilliant, and at times absolutely creepy. The Hungry Man scene, once again played by Doug Jones. Classic sequence that was, according to Del Toro, was so good, he scared Stephen King, and he joked, "Who needs Oscar when you make Stephen King afraid?" Excuse my Mexican accent, but it's a brilliant film in general. In my opinion, Pan's Labyrinth, still one of Del Toro's all-time best films. Classic from beginning to end. And once again, those are my top 5 films, and they are again Coraline. Number 5 will be Coraline. Number 4 will be Nightbreed. Number 3, Hellboy 2. Number 2, Spirited Away, and number 1, Pan's Labyrinth. And with that, thank you for these top 5 World War horror films. Please like, click, and subscribe to The Fall Horseman, where Halloween lives and fall is forever.
Oh yeah!
Now it's time for the First Lady of the Fall Horseman to get really, really weird. Here's Jessica with her selections.
Hello, it's Jessica, and it's time for my 5 picks for Weird Worlds. Let's get it started. Number 5 for me is the movie Us. No secret that here in this house we love Jordan Peele movies. Us is definitely one of those movies. I watched it right before I went to bed. It gave me some weird dreams and some weird nightmares, but I really loved it, and that's why it had to make the list. All right, number 4 was also on my Aliens movie list, but I really feel like it also works for Weird Worlds. But you guys let me know down in the comments if you disagree, and that's Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I really feel like it fits in this Weird Worlds motif as well. Number 3, surprise, another Jordan Peele movie, but I felt like Get Out also fell into this category and is a movie that I really loved, and my love of Daniel Kaluuya is well documented on this channel already. But overall, like, Get Out, great movie. I felt like it fit into Weird Worlds. Maybe it doesn't, just because we kind of live in a world that can sometimes be like that. But anyway, it's on the list, and it's number 3. Number 2 is Willy's Wonderland, which is a Nick Cage classic. I really loved it, of course. It's awesome. It has pinball, it has Nicolas Cage, it has creepy characters. I mean, what else do you need? And then number 1, I don't know if you could guess, but it's Mandy. I just love Mandy. I love the trippy way that some of the shots are set. It was just overall like an outstanding, really weird, but really like wonderful movie that I just loved it from start to finish. I can't say enough good things. And so I had to put it number 1, and I had to wear my Tiger t-shirt to honor my number 1 choice. Hope you enjoyed my list. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and stay weird.
And now, it's my turn. Well, Cthulhu Fhtagn, welcome to my selections for Weird Worlds. Number 5, Suspiria. It's very true that this movie is just a coming-of-age story for a witch, and there's witch queens, and there's a ballet school, and there's a lot of stuff going on in the particular plot line of any horror film, especially if it comes from Italy, and especially if it comes from the mind of Dario Argento. However, everything about the film is shot so odd, slightly different. The lighting in that film is a lesson in how to be confused about how you feel about what's going on the screen. Number 4, Mandy. I really couldn't tell you what this movie's about outside of it's sort of about revenge. And it's about Nick Cage. And it's about, I don't know, like a fever dream? A drug-induced fever dream? It is absolutely insane. I love this film. It's got cults. It's got Nick Cage. It's got a lot of blood. It's got a lot of violence. It's got Nick Cage. You're gonna notice a theme on my selections this month of Italian horror and Nick Cage. I mean, that's 2 great tastes that taste great together. Let's get Argento on a Nick Cage project. Number 3, Willy's Wonderland. That's right. We're going right back to Nick Cage again, only this time he's playing a guy that doesn't even talk the whole film. And I absolutely adore this film because it's sort of fantasy fulfillment. Because I don't know about y'all, I am terrified of like animatronics that are rotting away out in the middle of nowhere. It's sort of like zombies meets robots, and that's two terrible tastes that taste terrible together. It tastes even worse. But you know what does taste good? Nicolas Cage giving it to him. Number 2, Frankenhooker. Do you like Frankenstein? Do you like B horror films? Do you like hookers? Wait, don't answer that part. Forget I asked that question entirely. I'm gonna go over here. Frankenhooker is a weird mashup of just different type of exploitation and B horror things just kind of crammed together, all under this guise of a retelling of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I love this film. As a little kid, I watched it. That probably explains why I'm so messed up today. Give it a try, or don't. I don't really know what your opinion on hookers is, so I guess that really kind of matters. Number 1. Since this is my channel, I've decided to pick not 1, not 2, not 4, but 3 films as my number 1 selection. I have chosen the entire Gates of Hell trilogy by Lucio Fulci. The Gates of Hell trilogy is loosely connected. It's all based around Gates of Hell. The very first film is called Gates of Hell. It's also called City of the Living Dead. The second film is called The Beyond, which you'll notice. And then the third film is House by the Cemetery, starring my favorite zombie, Dr. Freudstein! It's basically if H.P. Lovecraft did a lot of drugs, and then he spit out this weird thing, and it was all translated in Italian. I am telling you, the Gates of Hell trilogy is going to make you happy in a way you've never experienced before. Mostly, it's probably gonna make you sick, but you gotta try them. I love them. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Slaylist. Please make sure that you tune in next month as we dive into all things found footage.
Thank you for watching. If you don't mind, please click or treat. That's where you like, share and subscribe. You can also stalk us on all the social media sites. Thank you for riding with the Four Horsemen, where Halloween lives and fall is forever.
Thank you for watching this episode of Slaylist. Please make sure to tune in next month when we find footage. Found footage? It's found footage.